Imagine discovering that some of the most recognizable faces in the world carry a secret, a story about their identity that changes everything you thought you knew about them. These are people who've broken barriers, climbed to the top of their fields, and captured the world's attention. But behind the fame, there's a layer of history and heritage that might surprise you. What would it mean if the rock star you idolized, the actress you admired, or the athlete you followed had roots that the world didn't know about? Today, we're uncovering stories that will leave you amazed, inspired, and maybe even questioning how much you really know about the people you look up to. Let's get started. Pete Wentz Fallout. Boys, Pete Wentz is a name everyone associates with the emo rock era of the 2000s. His look, thick eyeliner, jet black hair, and edgy outfits made him a poster boy for alternative music. But there's an aspect of Pete's identity that even some of his biggest fans don't know. His mother is of Afro-Jamaican descent, giving him a rich cultural background that's rarely discussed. Pete himself has shared how his heritage influenced the way he saw the world growing up. He's spoken about how being biracial in certain spaces sometimes made him feel like he didn't fully belong, yet it also gave him a unique perspective. This complexity, combined with his artistic mind, helped shape the lyrics that millions connect with today. Even as a mainstream success, Pete's roots remain a vital part of his story, even if it's not immediately obvious. Halsey. Halsey's meteoric rise to fame wasn't just about her voice, it was about the way she connected with her audience. Her lyrics, her style, her openness, they all made her feel approachable. But her heritage often surprises people. Halsey, born Ashley Nicolette Frangipane, is the daughter of an African-American father and a mother of Italian and Hungarian descent. Her appearance, with her light skin and dyed hair, often leads people to make assumptions. But Halsey has been vocal about her identity. She's talked about how she sometimes felt like she didn't belong in either community and how that struggle made her stronger. It's why themes of self-acceptance and individuality run through her music. Fans might not see her mixed heritage immediately, but for Halsey, it's a huge part of who she is. Logic's story is one of perseverance, creativity, and identity. Born Sir Robert Bryson Hall II, Logic grew up in a tumultuous household. His father is black, and his mother is white, but their household wasn't stable. Logic often faced harsh judgment for his appearance. His light skin led many to assume he wasn't black, but he proudly identifies as biracial. This tension became a major theme in his music. His hit songs like 1-800-27-38255 aren't just about his success, they're about his struggles with mental health, acceptance, and belonging. Logic has shared how growing up with parents of different races gave him a unique lens through which to see the world. And it's this perspective that has made his music resonate so deeply. His openness about his background has made him a voice for others who feel caught between worlds. Image of Slash, with his wild curly hair, dark sunglasses, and signature top hat, is synonymous with rock and roll. But behind the electrifying guitar solos is a story that few know. Slash, whose real name is Saul Hudson, was born to a white English father and an African-American mother. His mom wasn't just any ordinary figure. She was a trailblazing costume designer who worked with icons like David Bowie. Growing up in a creative household with such a strong maternal influence shaped Slash's artistry. His diverse background is reflected not only in his music, but also in his approach to life. Even as one of the most recognizable figures in rock, many fans are surprised to learn about the rich heritage that helped mold him into the icon he is today. Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle's life has been anything but ordinary. From her days as an actress on Suits to her marriage into the British royal family, Meghan has captured global attention. But her journey hasn't been without challenges. Born to a black mother and a white father, Meghan's mixed heritage became a topic of intense media scrutiny when she became the Duchess of Sussex. Before she entered the royal spotlight, she had already faced struggles with identity and representation. Meghan has spoken candidly about how being biracial shaped her view of the world. She once shared how her mom would be mistaken for her nanny because of their different skin tones, an experience that made her deeply aware of racial bias from a young age. Despite the challenges, Meghan has embraced her identity with grace and strength, using her platform to advocate for inclusion and equality. Her story isn't just about royalty. It's about resilience, courage, and staying true to who you are. Carol Channing. Carol Channing was Broadway royalty, lighting up the stage in productions like Hello, Dolly and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Her iconic voice and larger-than-life personality made her unforgettable. But there's a part of her story that even many fans don't know. Carol's father was half African-American and half German, something she revealed later in her life. Growing up, Carol was told by her parents to keep her racial background private, fearing discrimination in the entertainment industry during that era. Despite this, her heritage was something she quietly embraced. She spoke about the pride she felt in her father's lineage and the influence it had on her understanding of the world. In a time when opportunities for Black performers were limited, Carol's light complexion allowed her to pass as white, but her love for her roots never wavered. Her story is a testament to the complexities of identity, especially in the public eye. Wentworth Miller. Wentworth Miller shot to fame with his role as Michael Scofield in Prison Break, captivating audiences with his intense performances and piercing blue eyes. But what often surprises fans is that Wentworth's father is of African-American, Jamaican, German, and English descent. Growing up in a multicultural family, Wentworth experienced the complexities of identity firsthand. He's spoken about how his ambiguous appearance sometimes led people to make assumptions about him, which he found both frustrating and fascinating. Miller has used his platform to discuss not only his heritage, but also issues like mental health and representation. His thoughtful reflections and willingness to address difficult topics make him not just a talented actor, but also an important voice in Hollywood. Rashida Jones. Rashida Jones is known for her wit, charm, and unforgettable roles in shows like Parks and Recreation and The Office. But what many don't realize is that she's the daughter of legendary music producer Quincy Jones and actress Peggy Lipton. While Rashida's light skin and features often lead people to assume she's white, she's always been proud of her African-American heritage. Growing up in a household where music, culture, and creativity flourished, Rashida was exposed to a blend of experiences that shaped her outlook on life. She's spoken candidly about feeling like she didn't fit into any one category, which gave her a unique perspective. Her ability to navigate Hollywood's rigid stereotypes while staying true to herself is a big part of what makes her so inspiring. Jennifer Beals. Jennifer Beals became an icon in the 1980s after her star-making turn in Flashdance. Her beauty, grace, and talent captivated audiences, but her background is something many fans don't know about. Jennifer was born to an African-American father and an Irish-American mother. Tragically, her father passed away when she was young, but his influence remained a strong part of her life. Growing up as a biracial child, Jennifer experienced both the challenges and the richness of straddling two cultures. Her career has been defined not just by her talent, but also by her quiet determination to break barriers in Hollywood. She has said that her mixed heritage helped her develop empathy and a deeper understanding of the world around her, which has undoubtedly contributed to her success as an actress. Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is one of the most bankable action stars in Hollywood, with franchises like Fast and Furious and Guardians of the Galaxy under his belt. But he's also one of the most enigmatic when it comes to his personal life. Born Mark Sinclair, Vin has always been tight-lipped about his racial background, though he's openly identified as a person of color. His mother is white, and he has stated that he never met his biological father, though he's hinted that his father's heritage is part of his own multicultural identity. Growing up in a diverse neighborhood in New York City, Vin has said he was shaped by the melting pot of cultures around him. This upbringing gave him a deep respect for diversity, which he's carried into his career. While fans might focus on his muscle-bound roles, Vin's real strength lies in his ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Alexander Pushkin. Alexander Pushkin is celebrated as the father of Russian literature, a towering figure whose works, like Eugene Onegin, transformed Russian poetry and prose. But what many people don't know is that Pushkin's great-grandfather, Abram Petrovich Ganabal, was African. Ganabal was brought to Russia as a child and eventually rose to prominence under the patronage of Peter the Great, becoming a respected military engineer and nobleman. Pushkin inherited not just his great-grandfather's intelligence, but also a deep awareness of his heritage. This awareness shaped his writing, giving him a unique voice that tackled themes of identity, freedom, and social justice. In a time when conversations about race were rare in Europe, Pushkin's legacy stands as a testament to the contributions of African ancestry to global culture. His story reminds us that history is often richer and more complex than we realize. Queen Charlotte of England. Queen Charlotte, the wife of King George III, is a historical figure whose legacy has gained renewed attention in recent years. Many historians believe that Queen Charlotte had African ancestry, tracing her lineage back to a branch of the Portuguese royal family with Moorish roots. If true, this would make her one of the first mixed-race royals in European history. Her features, often described as distinct and unique for her time, sparked discussions even during her lifetime. But beyond her ancestry, Charlotte was a queen who valued art, culture, and education, helping to shape England's intellectual landscape. Her story has become even more fascinating in modern times, especially as questions of representation and inclusion continue to evolve. Whether through historical debates or modern portrayals like in Bridgerton, Queen Charlotte remains a figure of intrigue and inspiration. Alexandre Dumas. The man behind The Three Musketeers and The Count of Monte Cristo, Alexandre Dumas, was a literary genius whose works have stood the test of time. But what's less known is that Dumas was of African descent. His father, Thomas Alexandre Dumas, was the son of a French nobleman and an enslaved black woman from what is now Haiti. A decorated general in the French Revolutionary Army, Thomas Alexandre faced racial discrimination even as he rose to prominence. Alexandre Dumas inherited his father's resilience and used his own talent to break barriers in the literary world. Despite facing prejudice, he became one of the most successful authors of his time. His heritage was not just a footnote in his life, it was a source of pride and inspiration that infused his stories with themes of justice, honor, and the triumph of the human spirit. The Rock Johnson. Dwayne Johnson, better known as The Rock, is one of the most recognizable faces in entertainment. From his days as a WWE superstar to his reign as a Hollywood megastar, Johnson has captivated audiences with his charisma and work ethic. What's equally compelling is his heritage. His father, Rocky Johnson, was a black Nova Scotian wrestler who broke barriers in the wrestling world, and his mother is of Samoan descent. Growing up in a family that valued both cultures, Dwayne learned the importance of honoring his roots. He often speaks about the lessons his father taught him and the strength he draws from his Samoan traditions. Whether he's performing a traditional Samoan haka or sharing stories about his father's struggles, The Rock is a proud representative of his diverse background. It's a big part of what makes him so relatable to fans worldwide. Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter is a name that's synonymous with greatness in baseball. As one of the most celebrated players in MLB history, Jeter's achievements on the field are legendary. But his story off the field is just as remarkable. Born to an African-American father and a mother of Irish and German descent, Jeter grew up in a household that emphasized discipline, respect, and pride in his heritage. His parents' interracial marriage was rare at the time, and Derek often witnessed the challenges they faced. Those experiences shaped his character and fueled his drive to succeed. Jeter has said that his family taught him to appreciate diversity and to never let stereotypes define him. His ability to handle the pressures of fame with grace and humility is a reflection of the strong foundation his parents built. Derek's story isn't just about sports, it's about breaking barriers and redefining what's possible. Sophie Okonedo. Sophie Okonedo is one of the most talented actresses of her generation, known for her powerful performances in films like Hotel Rwanda and The Secret Life of Bees. But what many don't know is that Sophie's story is as compelling as the character she plays. She was born to a Nigerian father and a Jewish mother, and her upbringing was a blend of two vastly different cultures. Sophie has spoken about the challenges of growing up in London as a mixed-race child, where she often felt like an outsider. Despite the difficulties, she credits her heritage for giving her a unique perspective on life and storytelling. Her performances are deeply rooted in her ability to connect with diverse experiences, making her one of the most versatile actresses in the industry. Sophie's journey is a testament to how embracing one's identity can lead to extraordinary achievements. Malcolm Gladwell. Malcolm Gladwell is one of the most influential writers of our time, known for books like Outliers and The Tipping Point, which explore the hidden forces that shape our lives. But behind his sharp intellect and unique insights lies a story of heritage that many of his readers might not know. Malcolm's mother is Jamaican and his father is English, making him a product of two cultures. Growing up in Canada, Malcolm experienced the subtle yet persistent biases that come with being biracial. These experiences deeply influenced his writing, giving him a lens to analyze society's complexities. His works often challenge conventional thinking, and his ability to blend personal experiences with universal themes has made him a standout voice in journalism and literature. Malcolm's heritage isn't just a background detail, it's a driving force behind the way he sees the world. Rebecca Hall, actress and director Rebecca Hall, known for her film Passing, has a rich family history. Her mother, of African American and Dutch descent, and her English father raised her with an awareness of racial complexities. Rebecca's heritage inspired her directorial debut, exploring identity and belonging. Her story and work highlight the importance of embracing one's roots to fuel creativity and change perspectives. Danzy Senna. Danzy Senna, author of Caucasia, explores themes of race and identity through her writing. Born to an African-American father and a white mother during the Civil Rights Movement, her family's story shaped her understanding of belonging. Danzy's novels reflect the challenges of being biracial in America, making her a vital voice in literature. Her work reminds us that identity is as much about self-discovery as it is about heritage. Maya Rudolph, the comedic star of Saturday Night Live and Bridesmaids, comes from a family rich in creativity. The daughter of African-American singer Minnie Riperton and Jewish composer Richard Rudolph, Maya grew up surrounded by music and artistry. Losing her mother at a young age gave her a deep appreciation for family and culture. Her ability to balance humor and heart reflects the vibrant background she comes from. Jean-Michel Basquiat. Jean-Michel Basquiat redefined art with his bold, thought-provoking works that blended African, Caribbean, and American influences. Born to a Haitian father and Puerto Rican mother, his heritage shaped his art, which often confronted race and inequality. Despite facing racism in the art world, Basquiat's unique voice and vision made him a pioneer. Though he tragically passed at 27, his work remains a powerful symbol of resilience and creativity. Troyan Bellisario. Troyan Bellisario, famed for Pretty Little Liars, comes from a richly diverse background. With an African-American and Creole mother and an Italian-Serbian father, Troyan embraced her multicultural identity early on. Her heritage inspired her to challenge stereotypes and create meaningful stories. Whether acting or directing, she honors her roots by pushing boundaries and fostering representation. Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey's musical genius is undeniable, but her mixed-race background often surprises people. With an African-American and Afro-Venezuelan father and an Irish mother, Mariah faced challenges fitting in. Music became her escape and her voice to connect with the world. As one of the best-selling artists ever, Mariah's journey is one of embracing every part of herself and inspiring others to do the same. Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell's rise to supermodel stardom was groundbreaking, especially as a Black woman in a predominantly white industry. Born to a Jamaican mother with Afro-Chinese heritage, Naomi faced racism but never let it deter her. She opened doors for others while becoming a global icon of beauty and strength. Her heritage remains a core part of her story and activism. Thandai Newton. Thandai Newton's talent has brought us unforgettable performances in Westworld and Crash, but her identity as the daughter of a Zimbabwean mother and British father adds depth to her story. Facing racism as a child inspired her to embrace her roots and reclaim her name, Thandiwe, meaning beloved. Her career is a testament to staying true to oneself and fighting for representation. Identity is a beautiful tapestry woven with threads of culture, history, and personal experience. These celebrities remind us that there's often more to people than meets the eye. Their stories of heritage challenge stereotypes, break barriers, and highlight the richness of diversity in the public eye. Which of these stories surprised you the most? Are there others you think should have been included? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed uncovering these hidden stories, don't forget to show your support. Like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you never miss out on fascinating stories like this one. Your support helps us keep bringing you amazing content. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Found you when your heart was broke.
The hand may be quite continental.